Welcome dear students. Our today's topic of discussion is third poem of the Hornbill book titled as The Voice of the Rain, composed by very famous American poet, essayist and humanist Walt Whitman, who was born in 1819 and died in 1892. Apart from this, Walt Whitman has composed many famous poems. That is, his anthology consists of very well-known poems like Lilacs Last in the Dooryard Bloomed, Brooklyn Ferry, and Songs of Myself, etc. etc. Dear students, The Voice of the Rain is one of the poem in which rain speaks about its identity, means here rain has been personified. This is a small poem and there is no rhyme scheme. Okay, there is no rhyme scheme in this poem. Walt Whitman was also known for his free verse. That is, he was known as father of free verse. He used to compose the poetry without any rhyming pattern. That's why he has been that is known as father of free verse. This is the title being given to him, right? The theme of this poem is the cyclic movement of rain, how water evaporates, how the rain takes different forms. Thereafter, it comes down to earth in the form of water droplets. Similarly, the poetry and its cyclic movement. The poetry also emerges from the heart, soul of the poet. It enjoys others, the readers, listeners, and thereafter it returns to the poet's heart as the music, as a song which emerges from a singer's heart, soothes the audience and comes back to its birthplace, its originating place. That is, it comes back to the heart of the singer, whether noticed or unnoticed, whether somebody enjoyed that or not enjoyed, it comes with love back to its originating place. Let us read the poem. And who art thou? Said I to the soft falling shower. In this poem, in the first two lines, the poet is the narrator. Thereafter, from the third line, the poem, that is the rain, becomes the narrator. Rain starts speaking about its identity, and in the last two lines again, that is the lines which have been put in bracket, these are also the words of the poet, which are the description about the poetry and the song, that is about the rain and the song. So let us read it. And who art thou? Art means thou means you. Who are you? The poet here asks the rain, who are you? Because one day he observed the droplets of rainwater falling very softly. Okay, falling very softly. He noticed that and he asked those droplets, that rain, who are you? ओके, यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन करता है पोएट रेन से कि आप कौन हैं. सॉफ्ट फॉलिंग शावर, दिस इज एन इमेजरी क्रिएटेड बाय पोएट. यू कैन हैव ए विजुअल ऑफ द रेन वाटर, दैट इज ड्रॉपलेट्स ड्रिजलिंग ऑफ रेन वाटर. ओके, जैसे ही सॉफ्ट फॉलिंग शावर कहा जाता है, आपके दिमाग में एक इमेज बन जाती है. जैसे हम जनरली बारिश होते हुए देखते हैं, तो वैसे ही हमारे माइंड में एक इमेज क्रिएट कर दी गई है यहाँ पे. सो दिस इज इमेजरी क्रिएटेड बाय पोएट विच स्ट्रेंज टू टेल. सो पोएट हियर सेज it is very strange, it is very astonishing to tell you that the rain replied me, but it means gave me an answer as here translated. The poet here says that it is very strange thing to tell you that when I asked the rain, who are you, it replied to my question and her reply is being given here as a translation. Okay, so जो उनके बीच में कन्वर्सेशन हुई उसको यहाँ पे ट्रांसलेट करके दिया गया है और ये यहीं से जो है रेन की अपनी जो नरेशन है, अपनी आइडेंटिटी है, जो उनकी बातचीत है वो स्टार्ट यहाँ से हो जाती है। पोएट की जो नरेशन है, पोएट की जो वर्डिंग हो यहाँ पे फिनिश हो जाती है, राइट। एंड इट इज स्ट्रेंज टू टेल मीन्स हाउ वन कैन एक्सपेक्ट दैट ए नॉन ह्यूमन थिंग कैन रिप्लाई, a non-human thing can reply to any question, but here the rain replied. That's why it was strange to tell the readers. I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. Here the rain replies that I am the poem of the earth. Poem of the earth means rain here has been compared with poem, two unidentical things. There is no similarity between rain and poem, but still they have been put in contrast. So this is metaphor figure of speech. Okay, poem of earth, this is metaphor figure of speech. Eternal rise impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea. Eternal means unending journey. Okay, जब भी रेन अपनी जर्नी स्टार्ट करती, इट्स जर्नी इज इटर्नल, एंडलेस. Rise impalpable. Impalpable means unable to be touched, intangible, something which cannot be touched. Out of the land and the bottomless sea. Bottomless sea means endless sea, a sea which doesn't have any bottom, right? Fathomless, you can say. So here it is hyperbole figure of speech. Dear students, let it be any depth of the sea, still there is a bottom. Okay, still it has a bottom at certain place, but here it has been described as bottomless. Yes, we have come to know that at certain places the sea is 6 kilometers deep, 7 kilometers deep even, but still the bottom is there even after 7 kilometers or 6 kilometers. So it cannot be bottomless, but here it has been exaggerated. Okay, this is hyperbole figure of speech. So what the poet says, now what the rain says, that it emerges from the bottomless seas, from the earth, goes up the sky, that is its unending journey, and it rises high up in the sky where it cannot be touched. It cannot be touched, okay, and cannot be harmed by anything. Upward to heaven, it moves towards the heaven. Whence means where, vaguely formed. Vaguely means something which is not clear, okay, unclear, vaguely formed, altogether changed, and yet the same. So the rain here says that I rise from the bottomless seas, land, goes upwards towards the sky, towards the heaven, where I take different forms which are not clearly visible, but even after going through different changes, different forms, I remain the same. My actual identity is not changed. Means जब ज़मीन से और महासागरों से ऊपर उठती हूँ, अथाह आसमान पे एंडलेस स्काई की तरफ मैं बढ़ती हूँ, हेवन की तरफ बढ़ती हूँ, जहाँ पे मेरी डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स होती हैं, अलग अलग शेप में मैं वहाँ पे होती हूँ, और उसके बाद भी मेरी जो एक्चुअल आइडेंटिटी है, मेरी जो पहचान है, वो सेम रहती है, वो चेंज नहीं होती. मीन्स मैं रेन ही रहती हूँ. एंड व्हाट आर दोज डिफरेंट आइडेंटिटीज़? डियर स्टूडेंट्स, व्हाट इज़ रेन? एक्चुअली द oceanic water evaporates in the form of water vapors. Those vapors move from that place to the sky. Thereafter they spread and they travel to different places in the form of clouds. The clouds, wherever the low pressure is created, there they get condensed, and that condensation results in formation of small water droplets which fall in the form of rain on the earth. So ये थी different forms of rain. पहले water vapors, उसके बाद क्लाउड्स, उसके बाद वाटर ड्रॉपलेट्स, एंड फाइनली दे फॉल ऑन द अर्थ, ऑन द लैंड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ रेन। सो कहती है कि मेरी जो एक्चुअल जो आइडेंटिटी है वो सेम रहती है इतनी सारी फॉर्म्स के थ्रू जाने के बाद भी। I descend to leave the droughts means I come down to earth. To leave means wash away, okay? The droughts, famines. सो मैं जो ड्राउट्स होते हैं, सूखा होता है, उसको ख़त्म करने के लिए मैं धरती पे उतरती हूँ। Atomies, dust layers of the globe, and it is also my duty to wash the small atoms means small particles, dust layers of the earth. अर्थ के ऊपर जो भी डस्ट की लेयर्स होती हैं, जो भी स्मॉल स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स होते हैं, उनको भी वॉश करने का मेरा काम है। इसके लिए मैं ज़मीन पे उतरती हूँ। हाउ इट लीव द ड्राउट्स मीन्स वेन एवर रेन बिगिंस, यू नो द ड्राउट अफेक्टेड एरियाज get new life, that is there you can see the growth of new crops, new farmlands, meadows, and the trees also get new leaves means सब कुछ हरा भरा हो जाता है। that's why वहाँ का जो सूखा है वो ख़त्म हो जाता है। and all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. Latent means hidden, buried. Unborn means which has not yet been sprouted. The rain says that before I come down to earth, even the seeds which are buried under earth, under the surface of the earth, which have not yet been sprouted, they don't have their importance. It is I who provides them new life, who makes them sprout and come out of earth surface in the form of small plants with new sepals. Okay, जो बीज धरती में दबे होते हैं वो भी विदाउट रेन, उनका भी कोई इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं है, उनका भी कोई लाइफ नहीं है, वो भी अनबॉर्न रहते हैं। जब रेन आती है तभी उनको नया जीवनदान मिलता है, वो स्प्राउटिंग होते हैं, अंकुरित होते हैं और ज़मीन से निकल के छोटे छोटे पौधे के रूप में वो अंकुरित होके बाहर आते हैं। सो द रेन says that without me even the seeds which are buried under earth don't get life, they don't have any importance, and the rain only provides them, gives them a new life, new birth. Okay, and forever by day and night I give back life to my own origin. What is origin of rain? The earth. The earth is the origin of rain. The rain emerges from the earth. Okay, that is earth is its birthplace. Thereafter it goes to sky and comes down to earth at different places after changing to water droplets. So the rain says that day and night means throughout my life I struggle hard to give new life to the earth, to my own origin. जहाँ भी रेन होती है वहाँ पे ये धरती को नया जीवनदान देती है। मीन्स दिन रात अपने ही जो मदर अर्थ है, अपनी ही जो ओरिजिनेशन है, अपना जो बर्थ प्लेस है, उसी को नया जीवनदान देने में ये लगी रहती है। and make pure and beautify it, and it strives hard to purify the earth and beautify it, adore it. It changes the shape of the earth. Okay, nature starts blooming with the beginning of rainy season. So very well said and very well narrated by the rain in its own words. So in these lines you might have observed that the rain is speaking right from here, I am the poem of earth, and up to here, beautify it. Okay, यहाँ तक only rain ही बोल रही है. So rain here has been personified. As you know, a new non-human object when attributed with human characteristics, it becomes personified. Okay, यहाँ पे इसको एक पर्सन के रूप में प्रेजेंट किया गया है. सो दिस इज होल personification. Thereafter, there are two lines which have been put in bracket. For song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering, reckoned or unreckoned, duly with love returns. So, for song issuing from its birthplace, as a song emerges or comes out of its birthplace, means from the heart of the singer. बर्थ प्लेस क्या होता है? सॉन्ग का बर्थ प्लेस क्या होता है? कोई भी सिंगर होता है उसका हार्ट, उसकी सोल. ओके. आफ्टर फुलफिलमेंट मीन्स आफ्टर इंजॉइंग पीपल, ऑडियंस, आफ्टर सूदिंग देयर ईयर्स, आफ्टर कंफर्टिंग देयर सोल्स. wandering means moves from one place to another place, reckoned or unreckoned, whether somebody noticed it or did not notice it, duly with love returns. It comes back to its original place with love, with due love. Okay. So these are the words of the poet. The poet here is trying to describe that the rain is just like a song. As a song emerges from its birthplace, that is from the heart and soul of a singer, thereafter it goes from one place to another place in order to soothe, to comfort, to enjoy its, to make their audience enjoy the song, and comes back to its original place, comes back to the heart of the singer, whether it has been noticed, unnoticed, whether it has been enjoyed or not enjoyed by the audience. Similarly, rain starts from its birthplace, goes to different places, beautifies the earth, tries its level best to give new life to the unborn things, whether its voice was being reckoned, means noticed, or not noticed, it again returns to its original place, it is its original birthplace, right? So here song और रेन को कंपेयर किया गया है. जैसे कि सॉन्ग सिंगर के हार्ट और सोल से जन्म लेके और सब जगह, वांडरिंग मीन्स सभी जगह जाता है, मीन्स इधर उधर ऑडियंस के थ्रू सभी को एंजॉय करवाता है. देयर आफ्टर, रेकन्ड मीन्स नोटिस, ऑब्जर्व और नॉट ऑब्जर्व, किसी ने नोटिस किया नहीं किया, किसी ने इसको एंजॉय किया नहीं किया, ये वापस विद लव उसके हार्ट और सोल में आ जाता है. सिमिलरली रेन भी अपने बर्थ प्लेस से उठती है, मीन्स अर्थ से ये उठती है और सभी जगह जाके अपनी जो मदर अर्थ है उसको न्यू लाइफ, नया जीवनदान देती है. किसी ने इसकी आवाज़ सुनी ना सुनी, किसी ने इसको नोटिस किया ना किया, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. इट रिटर्न्स टू इट्स ओरिजिनल बर्थ प्लेस विद लव. ओके. There are some questions also. Let us try to answer them. There are two voices in the poem. Who do they belong to? Which lines indicate? Yes, there are two voices. One is the voice of the poet, which lies in the very first line. And who art thou? This is the voice of the poet. And there is one more line, more voice, that is voice of the rain. I am the poem of earth. This lies in the third line. So you need to quote these words. I am the poem of earth. This is the voice of rain. And who art thou? This is the voice of the poet. This is the answer to question number 1. What does the phrase strange to tell mean? Dear students, this was strange to tell. This was strange to tell, that the poet, when questioned the rain, who are you, the rain replied his question. This was something strange. He did not expect that even rain would reply his question, but it replied. So it was strange to tell. Somebody may not believe it. That is why it is strange, astonishing, astounding. Yes. Our third question is, there is a parallel drawn between rain and music. Which words indicate this? Explain the similarity between the two. Yes, there has been a parallel drawn between the rain and the music. There it is. For song issuing from its birthplace. As a song, as the music originates from the soul or heart of the musician or the singer, similarly the rain originates from the birthplace, that is from the earth. Thereafter, as the song soothes, comforts the ears, minds of the audience, and whether they enjoyed it or not, whether they noticed it or not, whether they appreciated its beauty, its importance or not, the song returns to its birthplace, that is, it comes to the singer's heart. Similarly, the rain also does its works, fulfills its promises, its activities, and comes back to its original place, that is the birthplace, which is earth. Whether somebody heard to its voice, heard to its soft falling shower, or somebody or something enjoyed it or not, it comes to its original place with due love. This is the similarity drawn between the two. How is the cyclic movement of rain brought out in the poem? Compare it with what you have learnt in science. So as you know, in science there is a cyclic movement, water cycle. Okay, similarly here also the rain has been described in a water cycle. The ocean water evaporates in the form of water vapors. Thereafter they take the form of clouds. Okay, and those clouds go to different places, they get scattered in the entire sky, and wherever low pressure is created, those water vapors get condensed and take the form of small water droplets. Thereafter they fall on the earth in the form of water droplets known as rain. Again this rainwater goes to streams, rivers, oceans, again gets evaporated, goes to sky, come back to earth in the form of rain, and this cycle continues. That is the cyclic movement of the rain brought out in this poem. Why are the last two lines put within bracket? Yes, there are two lines put in the bracket because here, beautify it, here the narration of the rain stops. Okay, ends. यहीं तक उसका self narration है, rain खुद बोल रही है यहाँ तक. Thereafter, this is the description of a song and the rain about their similarity by the poet. So ये ब्रैकेट में जो डाले हुए वर्ड्स हैं, जो दो लाइनें हैं, ये पोएट की वर्डिंग है. दैट्स वाई इनको अलग करके यहाँ पे दिया गया है और ये इंडिकेट करती हैं कि ये these lines don't belong to the narration or the voice of the rain. These are the description of the poet about the rain and song of a singer. List the pairs of opposites found in the poem. Yes, you can very well found the opposites. That is, there are some opposite words. They have been used in this poem. Changed, same. Okay, changed and same. So this is opposite. Heaven and earth are also opposite. That is land and heaven. Okay, thereafter without and with is also used. This is with. Okay, without and with. So these are the opposites. Thereafter reckoned and unreckoned, noticed or unnoticed. These are the opposite words used in this poem. Day and night. Yes, this is also a opposite pair. This is all about this poem. Dear students, please write the summary of this poem. Please write the summary of this poem and forward it to me. Thank you. Have a nice day.